everyone, and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming, and today we're back with some more Pokemon VGC 2018 on Pokemon Showdown. Guys, before we do start, I want, for those of you out there who are new to playing, or trying to get into playing, or just want to get better at playing Pokemon competitively, I highly suggest Pokemon Showdown, PokemonShowdown.com. Go check it out. You can build your own teams, and if you want to try out teams that I've been using in videos, there is always a link in the description for the PokePaste. You just copy paste that into the team builder import export, and then you can try the team out for yourself. But speaking of teams, we have a new one today. So for those of you who don't know, Primarina and the other Alolan starters have gotten their hidden ability, and Primarina's is Liquid Voice, which turns all what's the word? all voice-based moves into water-type moves. They don't get a boost like Salamence. Mega Salamence has Aerial 8, which turns into Flying type and then boosts it. Primarina's just turns into water type, so it does get stab boost, but it doesn't get an extra boost on top of that. So it's not as good as some of those other voice-changing abilities. And Primarina in general is not great. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not great, but we're going to try it out today. The set that we're going to start off with today is Aguav Berry as the item, with 252 in special attack and modest. It has 220 in speed. This is so it can outspeed Choice Scarf, Adamant Landorus in the Tailwind, and then 36 in HP. This might not be the best set to go with an Aguav Berry as an item, but when I was originally thinking of this team, I for some reason I thought Primarina got Calm Mind, so I was like, oh, it's just going to be like Tapu Fini without the train and a little less bulk. But unfortunately, it does not get Calm Mind, so we have Energy Ball over Calm Mind. So we might change it up to choice specs, get rid of Protect for like Ice Beam or something. I don't know. We'll look into it though later in the video. But for the rest of the team, I kind of went with a Sand team, so Primarina again, just kind of filling in Fini's spot. So we don't have a Tapu again on this team, but I did have a Tapu Lele. It wasn't really working out, so I just dropped it, and I haven't really regretted it since then. But we have Raichu. This is Cantonian Raichu, Focus Sash, Lightning Rod, Fake Out, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, Ice, and Encore. We've got the Salamence, Mega Salamence with Protect, Tailwind, Hyper Voice, Draco Meteor. We have the Tyranitar, Low Kick, Crunch, Rock Slide, Protect with Darkinium Z. We have Excadrill with Life Orb. Sand Rush is the ability to get fast when Tyranitar sets up the sand. Protect, Drill, Run, Rock Slide, and Iron Head. And then Amoonguss for redirection with the Wiki Berry, Regenerator. Protect, Spore, Rage Powder, Clear Smog. We got 252 in HP there and 252 in special defense with the Calm Nature. So again, we're going to try this team out for a little bit, see how it goes, and we'll make any changes that we need to. But while we're looking for our first battle, be sure to hit that like and subscribe if you have not already. You guys are great at giving that support, and I thank you a lot for that. To start off today, we're going to see Incineroar, Venusaur, Suicune, Tyranitar, Thundurus, and Tapu Fini. Now, there is the possibility of 2 Mega Evolutions in Tyranitar and Venusaur. I assume it's going to be Venusaur just because there is no sun for Venusaur's Chlorophyll ability. Well, what are we going to do here? A lot of bulky waters, and Raichu is really our only Pokemon that can hit those. I get Primarina actually does really well against opposing water types, because they usually don't have anything to hit Primarina. Tapu Fini does in the Moonblast, but it's not super effective, so we do have that over Tapu Fini. Plus we get to hit the Incineroar with Liquid Voice, as well as the Tyranitar. So I do really like Primarina. I could actually lead Primarina Raichu here, because Raichu protects Primarina from the Thundurus. We do need Salamence for that Venusaur. And then I think we can pretty safely go with Excadrill here, just because if he brings Tyranitar, then he set up the sand for us. And we're faster than the majority of his team anyway. If we can just stop the Suicune from getting up its Tailwind, then we should be fine. But we see Incineroar and Suicune here, so I can easily fake out the Suicune. And then the following turn, I don't really need to Encore the Incineroar if he does go for Fake Out, but I can if I want to. So, I will just Hyper Voice here with Primarina. He's actually going to switch out into Tapu Fini, so 2 water types on the field. That's really interesting. I wonder if he's going to switch Suicune for Thundurus this turn then? I'm trying to predict that. I'll just go for So I could hit power Ice a Suicune, expecting the Thundurus to come in, or I could just Thunderbolt the Tapu Fini. Because I really think Suicune switches out here. I really do. Or I could bring him on Salamence. Let's just double into the Fini here. Thunderbolt actually KOs with a critical hit, and then Energy Ball will hit the Suicune. So no switch out for the Thundurus. So we will see Tailwind come up from Suicune, unfortunately, but Incineroar wants to come back in, which is strange, to say the least. I guess what I can do here is just bring in Salamence to intimidate the Incineroar, and then Energy Ball the Suicune. Okay, he's just going to Snarl with Suicune, which isn't great, obviously. I don't know what Incineroar wants to do. Okay, he's going to Flare Blitz where Raichu was. Gets a critical hit, unfortunately, so it's doing a ton to Salamence. And then we get some damage off on Suicune. So I think Suicune just Snarls again. We're not in the best position here. Okay, so he has Thundurus. Oh, so he does not have Venusaur. So I really don't need to keep my Salamence alive. So I'm actually going to attempt the Tailwind. I don't think we'll get it. But then I'm going to switch in. Actually, no, he hasn't shown Thundurus, has he? I'm just assuming he'd shown Thundurus, but he probably doesn't have it. Well, let's just bring in Raichu anyway. Okay, he does have Venusaur, so that's not great. He's going to actually knock off the Raichu here, though. So that's perfect. I get the Tailwind up with the Salamence, and this means I can Hyper Voice and fake out the Incineroar this turn. That was actually a perfect turn for us, because now we are going to be faster than them. And the Venusaur is not going to protect this turn, so it's going to be taking Hyper Voice. It doesn't do a ton, and then we're going to get Sludge Bombed. So that's unfortunate. So I'm just going to bring in my Excadrill. I have to get rid of this Incineroar before anything, so I'm going to drill around the Incineroar. And I'll just hit Power Ice the Venusaur just to chip it. He's actually going to bring in Suicune here, so protect on the Venusaur, that's fine. But that should KO Suicune, perfect. And that will mean Incineroar will come back in here. I'm expecting the Giga Drain to come out from Venusaur. I'm going to protect my Excadrill here. And I'll just Encore the Incineroar just in case he does fake out the Excadrill. Yep, he fakes out Excadrill. So we call that... it was more of a crapshoot, honestly. He could have faked out Raichu there, but I think Raichu was less of a threat to him than the Excadrill was. That's why he faked it out. So now I can just bring in Primarina. And we go for Drill Run on the Venusaur. And none of my moves, all my moves are resisted by Venusaur. Energy Ball by 2, Moonblast by 1, and Hyper Voice. Whereas Hyper Voice will also do damage to the Venusaur, the Incineroar. But again, the Incineroar is stuck faking out right now, so I don't need to target it. So we're drill running the Venusaur. And Moonblast. Moonblast is going to do more to Venusaur. So drill run doesn't do quite enough. If we get a special attack drop on Moonblast, that'd be perfect. Nope. And he's going to actually Leech Seed the Excadrill here. So probably going for Protect this turn. I'll just still drill run it, and then I'm going to Hyper Voice. Yep, Protect on Venusaur. That's fine. That's fine. That's why I Hyper Voice, so I could get damage off on the Incineroar as well. And Incineroar still has one turn of Encore into Fake Out, so we drill around the Venusaur and Moonblast, and that should KO it. Cool. The Encore does end here, but a little too late. And my opponent were forfeit. That was something. I did not expect to get past that Venusaur without Salamence, but we did it, folks. We did it. Even with a -1 Excadrill too, and a Primarina of all things. So I was bad mouthing Primarina to start off the video, and here we are. using it to beat a Venusaur, just making sure video's still recording. So we got, for our next team, we see a Metagross, Tapu Lele, Zapdos, Incineroar, Gyarados, and Amoonguss. Mega Metagross, obviously. He could also have a Mega Gyarados, I guess, because it is paired with the Amoonguss, but it could just be a straight Dragon Dancing Gyarados. Gyarados is starting to pick up a little bit of usage as of late, but I like Raichu as a lead because it gets around his Fake Out, and the only thing I won't like is if it's Metagross Lele lead, so I want to pair it with something that can deal with that. Oof. Like, I could pair with Excadrill, I guess, but Excadrill doesn't outspeed everything, so I'd have to switch Raichu for Tyranitar at that point to get up the sand. And then we risk getting hurt. So I think that's our best option, honestly. So I'm going to go Raichu, Excadrill. We'll have Tyranitar in the back. And then, honestly, I think Salamence, probably. Yeah, nobody else really helps us. Amoonguss, I'm not great at using Amoonguss. Like, I never bring it at the right situations. So that's something I want to work on. But I'm going to fake out the Amoonguss here, and then I can just Rock Slide with Excadrill. Yeah. Zapdos is going to Tailwind here, obviously. So there's a fake out on Amoonguss. There's the Tailwind from the Zapdos. And Rock Slide misses the Zapdos. Perfect. Perfect. I love it. I don't know what Zapdos is going to do here. Maybe Heat Wave on Excadrill? I can just Thunderbolt. Actually, I don't know. I guess I bring in Tyranitar and Protect. Okay, he's going to bring in Gyarados here. I almost Thunderbolted. I mean, he's probably Rage Powdering, right? He's not going to bring in a Gyarados on a potential Thunderbolt. No, he Spored. I almost Thunderbolted you, dude. That was a very risky switch in. So now the Amoonguss is going to outspeed everything, unfortunately. I am just going to Black Hole Eclipse that Amoonguss, try and get rid of it. And I think I just bring in Salamence to Intimidate. There we go. And there is the Mega Gyarados. He's going to just straight up Dragon Dance. Probably went for Spore as well, but Tyranitar still outspeeds Amoonguss even with the Tailwind. And there goes Amoonguss. So, no more Spore for you, boy. And he's only got the +1 speed on Gyarados. I mean, that's still scary, but it's not as scary as it could be. And then Tapu Lele is my opponent's last Pokemon. So my opponent only has one more turn of Tailwind. My Excadrill is now going to be outspeeding the Lele. It's not outspeeding the Gyarados, though, is the unfortunate thing. I'm going to attempt the low kick on the Gyarados. Probably won't get it off. And then I might be able to switch Excadrill in this turn. I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch it in, expecting a Moonblast. Yep, there's a Moonblast. And Gyarados does Waterfall Tyranitar. We do survive it, and we don't flinch, so we get the low kick off. Does big damage to that Gyarados, and Gyarados faints to the Sandstorm. That was perfect, honestly. And do we see Metagross as the final Pokemon? Because that'd be perf. That'd be perfilicious definition. Make the boys go crazy? Nope, it's Zapdos. That's right, we've seen Zapdos. I don't know why I thought it was something else. But I think the Lele tries to protect here. And Zapdos tries to get up Tailwind. So what I'll do is Rock Slide. We're just going to double Rock Slide here. Okay, my opponent forfeited, I guess. Wasn't a fan of that outcome, so we'll hit that claim victory button. It obviously still will take a little bit, but we'll get another game while we're at it, while we're waiting. If he comes back, we'll finish it out, but I don't like doing 2 battles at once. Is this the same? This is the same opponent. So we're going to try against the Venusaur team again, I guess. We've already seen the team. Incineroar, Venusaur, Suicune, Tyranitar, Thundurus, and Tapu Fini. I wonder if my opponent brings Thundurus this time. I'm just going to leave the same thing, bring Salamence, and Tyranitar was our last Pokemon last time, right? No, it's Excadrill. So we'll do that. My opponent... the timer is not ticking down on this one. Okay, there we go. Hey, it's 20 seconds. Okay. Okay, we should have that one then. But back to this game. I was double Rock Sliding there because I expect the type of Lele to protect Zapdos, get up Tailwind, so I can hit Zapdos, and then Tyranitar would hopefully hit Zapdos, and that'd hopefully be enough to KO it there. And then we have to deal with the Feeny. We still had Raichu in the back, or the Lele, sorry. And we do get that win. So now we can go and focus on this game. So Raichu and Primarina versus the same lead from my opponent. It was really strange. Fake out and Hyper Voice again. Just do the same thing. Okay, he fakes out the Primarina this time at least. And now Suicune's going to flinch. I could just double the Suicune here. But I think it'll live with the Citrus Berry. So I'm just going to Encore the Incineroar. No, just double it. Let's just put damage on it. Yep, he switches out to Venusaur. That's why I didn't want to Encore him, because obviously it wasn't going to work. Unfortunately, no crits there. Suicune will get the Tailwind off. The Venusaur honestly can't do a ton to us right now. He might have brought the exact same team. I'm going to bring in Excadrill for Primarina. Okay, he's going to Mega Evolve, Ice Beam onto the Raichu, and Sludge Bomb the Raichu as well. And I survived that. Wow. And I'm able to KO the Suicune, which is perfect because that was a big threat. Does he have Tapu Fini? He does have Tapu Fini. I'm really surprised he didn't bring Thundurus. Because Thundurus does decent against my team. I can save the Raichu here. Just don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it's nice for the Fini, obviously. But I do have Subs, so I'm going to Thunderbolt the Tapu Fini. I could Iron Head the Fini too. I want to start getting damage off on the Venusaur though. Why was I draw running Venusaur? I can just Iron Head it. He's going to Muddy Water. Oh, never mind. That's not great. That's not great. Okay, they got one more turn of Tailwind. I can double protect here. For those of you wondering on the nickname of the Primarina, it's named after a sea lion that I worked with at a zoo, named Zuby. She is my fave. So we get a protect and a protect on a Moonblast from the Fini and a Sludge Bomb from the Venusaur. Seeing how much damage that Venusaur did before, I think we'll actually live one. So I'm going to Hyper Voice and Energy Ball the Fini. Okay, Incineroar comes in. That's interesting. So we'll Hyper Voice. Does big damage to that Venusaur. Energy Ball is not going to do anything. And we will see Sludge Bomb, and that's going to bring me down to my berry. So I can just double protect again here. And just double protect again. Venusaur has shown Sludge Bomb, Gauge Drain, and Leech Seed. Okay, the Fini's going to switch back in. Okay, he's just going to keep Sludge Bombing. Another Hyper Voice KOs him here, so I just Hyper Voice and Energy Ball again. Okay, he's going to protect. Energy Ball's not going to do enough, and he actually outspeeds, but doesn't KO. Wow. Big damage on the Fini too. So yeah, I just Hyper Voice, and I can actually double Hyper Voice here. We can just scream at him all night. Incineroar's going to try and come in. It's not going to work, dude. Because Hyper Voice will KO the Venusaur, and then my Hyper Voice will KO the Incineroar. He thought I was going to keep Energy Balling. I didn't have to at that point, so nice. And that's gonna pick us up another win against that team. We're 2-0 against Magic Tree. Come on, Magic Tree. You gotta bring that Thundurus next time. Another Venusaur. What's with Venusaur tonight? That's honestly, Mega Venusaur is the worst thing for my team to go up against because of Primarina. And Salamence is really the only thing to hit it, unfortunately. So we see the Venusaur, the Metagross, Tyranitar, Zapdos, Landorus, and Tapu Fini. Possibility of 2 Megas. They possibly could be both Mega, honestly, because I don't see a reason why the Venusaur would be normal. Normal Venusaur. Metagross could be normal, but typically they won't be just because Mega Metagross is so good. So I do need Salamence. And honestly, Salamence, the only thing it's hitting is that Venusaur, which is unfortunate. Do I need Primarina here? I mean, it's not terrible, honestly. I could go Raichu, Primarina, Salamence, and somebody else. Excadrill, most likely. But again, we just run into that Well, here we do run into the problem of my opponent having faster Pokemon than my last opponent, so I'd like to have Tyranitar. Um, well, let's do that. Raichu, Primarina, Salamence, Excadrill. We'll go same team. No sand for us. Venusaur is going to lead off for my opponent, which isn't great. Because both Landorus and Venus... Oh, yeah, Venusaur threatens my Primarina, Landorus threatens by Raichu. I'm going to fake out the Venusaur so I can switch in Salamence pretty freely. Unfortunately, Raichu will take a Earthquake here, but we get to fake out off on the Venusaur. Landorus actually U-turns. So that works out for us. And Tyranitar is going to come in, which doesn't work out for us as well. Because of obviously the rock slides. But that does help with our Excadrill. That does help with our Excadrill. So I'm going to Thunderbolt the Tyranitar. And I'll just protect Salamence for a turn. Yeah, Landorus switches out for Venus. Or, sorry, Venusaur switches out for Landorus. That's what I thought would happen. That's why I didn't want to attack here. Ooh, the Dragon Dance on the Tyranitar too. That's not great. So, Hidden Power Ice the Landorus. I don't want to sack Subi off, but I don't want to bring in Excadrill and get bopped. I think I have to bring an Excadrill at this point, unfortunately. He does Rock Slide. Okay, that works out then. Double Rock Slide. So Raichu, unfortunately, not going to survive the turn. But now we have a +2 Excadrill in here, and Landorus should be stuck Rock Sliding. So I can just bring a Primarina as well. And that should mean Venusaur comes in, so I could call it and switch. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Salamence, and then we can just Iron Head this Tyranitar. Yep. Oh, Feeny actually comes in. Is he a double switch? That was really weird. He's going to protect the Tyranitar here. Alright, alright. So Moonblast from Feeny, obviously. Oh, or maybe he does Muddy Water here. I think Landorus might come in. I'm gonna switch again, and then I'm gonna Iron Head the Feeny. Yep, Landorus comes in. Switch out my Salamence for the Primarina to Iron Head damage. Possibility of a flinch? Nope, but Moonblast into the Primarina. I think he Earthquakes here. He could switch in his... I'm gonna Hyper Voice. I'll protect Excadrill. So I don't expect... Okay, he does Rock Slide. I was wondering if he was going to Rock Slide or Earthquake. He did end up going for that Rock Slide. Hyper Voice, not quite enough to KO. It's a roll on Landorus for Hyper Voice to KO, unfortunately. So the last Rock Slide did 27.5. So it's a roll on Primarina. So what I can actually do... is Energy Ball to Feeny and bring in Salamence to intimidate the Landorus. Okay, Landorus actually switches for Venusaur. So that works out. The Feeny's going to protect here. I Energy Balled. So... What do we do? I protect Primarina, Mega Evolve, and Hyper Voice here. Yep, he's going to switch for Landorus. That's a double KO. You might be expecting me to be physical Salamence, but I am in fact special. And Venusaur tried to Giga Drain my Primarina, so that was perfect. Honestly, a perfect turn. A perfect turn for a perfect boy. Venusaur's low enough that I don't need to keep Salamence alive anymore, so I'll just Moonblast the Tyranitar. And we will Hyper Voice. He's going to protect. That's fine. Do some damage to the Tyranitar, and he's going to Dragon Dance here, surprisingly enough. Moonblast is enough to KO Primarina. I keep talking that trash on Primarina, but it's coming through. And we get our berry because of the Sandstorm. And my opponent forfeits. We're making everybody forfeit with Primarina tonight. This is actually great. That was a 1607 rated player. 1607 means a lot more in Showdown than it does in Battle Spot, for those of you who don't know. Because you start at 1,000 points in Showdown, whereas you start at 15,000 in Battle Spot. So we're making our climb too. We're almost at 1,500 here. So what are we looking at for time? We're 24. So I talked about changing up Primarina, but honestly, I don't think Choice Specs is the way to go with Primarina. I think you just have to chip your team with the rest of your team, and then let Primarina do its thing. Because it's been putting in the work, honestly. I don't want to change it up. I talked about changing it. I'm not going to. This team's going to be a little harder to deal with, though. Because we have the main Electric, the Tapu Fini, Snorlax, Incineroar, Porygon 2, and Celesteela. So I do need my Raichu for Celesteela. I like my Sand against the majority of his team. Obviously, the Tapu Fini will be the issue there, and possibly a Flamethrower main Electric. Celesteela is going to be a problem with that. So I think we lead Raichu. I'm not gonna Raichu a love song. You know what I'm saying? I could go Raichu and Amoonguss, honestly. Amoonguss. There's a fungus Amoonguss. I'm gonna do that, and then Tyranitar and Excadrill. Yeah, let's do it. Incineroar and Porygon 2. So I can fake out the Porygon 2 here. Fake out the Porygon 2 and Spore the Porygon 2. He's actually going to switch Incineroar out, so that does stop my Spore this turn. Oh, okay, and he switches it. Celesteela. Why would you switch these two in when Raichu is right here, my guy? And Celesteela goes to sleep because it's not touching the ground. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I just Thunderbolt Fini. Celesteela has to take a turn of sleep. So Thunderbolt Fini. And Clear Smog Fini? I guess we just double Fini. He's going to protect here, though, obviously. So I can deal with Fini better than I can Celesteela. So I'm going to Thunderbolt to Celesteela. I guess Rage Powder? Okay, he's going to switch in the Incineroar. Okay, he's going to switch in Incineroar. I get a big Thunderbolt off on the Steela. Obviously, he has the special defense drop. He acrobatics me. Don't do that. Wiki Berry. So Incineroar's going to fake out my Raichu here, right? So, what I'll do... Bring in Tyranitar. And Mungus will attempt the Spore on the Celesteela. I'm pretty sure he just acrobatics me and kills me here. He's going to actually protect, so maybe Flare Blitz? Ooh, into the Tyranitar. And there's the attempt of the Spore as well. Okay. I don't think our position is great, but I'm going to attempt the Black Hole Eclipse on the Celesteela. We'll also try to Spore it. I think I'm... actually, you know what? Better idea. Black Hole Eclipse Celesteela. Rage Powder with Mungus in case he tries a low kick with Incineroar. So here's the Z move into the Celesteela. It's hitting on physical side, so it is going to be able to KO. So no need for the Raichu. There's a Flare Blitz from the Incineroar. So no low kick. But that was better safe than sorry. Keeping my Tyranitar alive. Because now I'm going to bring an Excadrill as the Tapu Fini does come in. I could have brought in Raichu, honestly, but, you know. Yeah, no. We do what we can around here. I fully expect Incineroar to switch out. So I'm going to Rock Slide and Iron Head the Fini. Because Incineroar isn't going to want to take a... Yep, Incineroar switches for Porygon 2. Iron Head on the Fini does big damage. Rock Slide also connects on the Fini before it's able to attack. So possibly able to flinch, but nope, it's going to get the Z move off. Hydro Vortex is going to KO our Tyranitar. But that just means I can bring in Raichu. Fake out the Porygon 2 so it doesn't get up its Trick Room here, and then Iron Head Tapu Fini KO it. Cool. The unfortunate thing here now is that Incineroar is going to come in and intimidate. But what I can just do here is Encore the Incineroar in case it fakes out the Excadrill. If it fakes out Raichu, we Drill Run it. He fakes out the Excadrill, so now he's stuck doing that, which is lovely, as the Porygon 2 is going to set up the Trick Room. So now we just double Porygon 2. He is going to have Ice Beam, which is going to do some damage to the Excadrill. And then Thunderbolt. Not quite enough to KO there, and I think it's going to live another turn. I'll just Thunderbolt and Protect here. Because if he doesn't recover... Okay, he did recover. It's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping he'd go for Ice Beam there. I think that just lost us the game, unfortunately. Trick Room ends in 2 turns. I think Encore ends in 1. So I'll Thunderbolt the Incineroar. And I'll attempt another Protect with Extra. I don't get it, so Ice Beam's going to KO us, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, it was all about calling to see if he was going to recover. And I mean, recover for him was pretty safe there. Because we weren't going to be able to KO him if he did recover. So, that is unfortunate. Porygon 2 just a little too bulky for this team to take on. We don't have any fighting type moves, right? Tyranitar is low kick, but that's not doing quite enough to Porygon 2. So Porygon 2 being a little too bulky for this team. But we're going to do one more battle, I think. Yeah, one more. One more. And it's up against the old Mega Gardevoir, Araquanid, Tapu, Koko, Kartana, Incineroar, and Landorus. Double Intimidate, two fast Pokemon, and two slower ones as well. And Incineroar is slow as well, but I grouped it in with the Intimidators. So what do we want to do? I don't really like Primarina here, just because it really only hits the Incineroar and the Landorus, and that's it. The rest of the team kind of bodies it, unfortunately. What would my opponent lead? Either they're gonna lead in, well, I mean, honestly, all these Pokemon could lead. That's what makes it seem really hard to figure out. Um, if I lead Sand, it's not gonna be great. The only thing I would like to have happen would be the Gardevoir to lead in that situation. So I'm gonna lead Amoonguss. I might have to go Amoonguss and Primarina, as much as I don't like that. I'm gonna go Amoonguss Raichu. I think we need to bring Primarina. As much as I was saying that I don't like it here, I think we have to bring it. And then either Excadrill or Salamence. Actually, let's do this instead. No Primarina. Incineroar and Landorus. Okay. So I was kind of thinking. Here. So I'm going to Spore the Landorus and fake out the... You know what? Let's fake out the Incineroar. Usually I don't fake out the Fake Outer, but I want to get this Landorus to sleep. And Raichu does have the Focus Sash, so we will live in Earthquake, but he doesn't want Earthquake Incineroar. That's the big thing, too. So I guess I could have faked out the Landorus. I don't know. Okay, Landorus actually switched to Tapu Koko, so no Spore for us this turn. On Fort. So Tapu Koko probably Dazzling Gleams here, and Incineroar Flare Blitzes probably Raichu. I'm just gonna Rage Powder to let the Amoonguss go down here. And then I will just Thunderbolt the Incineroar, get big damage off. Okay, Landorus actually switches in. Alright. Get a big Thunderbolt off on Incineroar. Incineroar's going to Flare Blitz into the Amoonguss. Almost KOs itself, but actually just activates Stone Berry. Now what do we do? I guess I bring in Excadrill to bait the Earthquake. I'll protect the Excadrill and Powerize the Landorus here. He probably switches Incineroar out. But nothing really wants to switch into an Earthquake is the thing. Wow, yeah, his team really doesn't want to be Earthquaked. Surprising. I'm going to try and catch this Landorus this turn, though, with Power Ice. I'm going to attempt it. Because most Raichu now are Z-move Raichus. So I wonder if he thinks that's what I'm going to be. Maybe he thinks I'm dumb and just leaving my Raichu in to die. But yeah, he is perplexed as to what to do. He really wants an Earthquake, but he doesn't want to hit his own Incineroar. Okay, he's going to switch out for Kartana. Does he Earthquake here? He does Earthquake. That still does nice damage to Kartana. It's going to bring Raichu down to Sash, but that means I get to hit and Power Ice the Landorus. Doesn't quite KO it, unfortunately. But the nice thing is that he'll KO himself with another Earthquake. So he has to switch out his Landorus here. Is what it's sounding like. So I could just double the Kartana. Or I can switch in Tyranitar, Thunderbolt to Kartana. Okay, Landorus does not switch, so it's Earthquaking again. Yep. Almost KOs himself here. Probably the Sacred Swords. No, he does Tailwind. So that's going to keep the Landorus faster. But that also means the Landorus is going to be Earthquaking himself. So I'm going to protect, double protect here. I mean, he just has to Earthquake and it KOs me, unfortunately. Okay, he's going to KO himself. Now he just brings in his Incineroar, fakes out my X-Trail, yeah. Oh, letting my Amoonguss down, I think. Letting my Amoonguss go down, I think was what the frick am I trying to say? It was my downfall. I just have to double. Okay, he's gonna switch Tapu Koko in, who will also get Earthquake to death, but my team faced Earthquake anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll get one more just because Earthquake spam to end off is not fun. That's not fun. Okay, this is a little more fun. We have a Gengar, Tapu Bulu, Komodo, Whimsicott, Volcarona, and Azumarill. Tapu Bulu taking place for the Whimsicott that's typically on this team. So I really like Amoonguss because we can stop the Klinger Soul Blaze from getting out of hand. We can hit the Bulu for 4 times. We can stop the Belly Drum. The only thing we're not going to like is the Volcarona, which my Sand team takes care of. As well as Salamence if we want to go that route. I could bring Primarina. Primarina really only hits the Komodo and the Volcarona though, so I don't think that's the option. I think we go Salamence, Amoonguss. This also makes it look like I have Dragon Dance on my Salamence, which makes it seem a little more threatening than it actually is. And I thought about using Dragon Dance Salamence, and also Dragon Dance Tyranitar, but I just fell back into my old ways. So maybe we'll try those out in the future. If you guys do have suggestions for teams, though, leave them in the comment section below. It's really helpful for us. So, a few things. I'm going to just Tailwind with Salamence and Spore the Amoonguss. I mean, the Azumarill, sorry. The Togedemaru is going to fake somebody out. I assume it's Amoonguss, honestly. Yep, he's going to fake out the Amoonguss, try to get a Belly Drum off with his Azumarill, which he does. And he's actually not the right HP amount to get his Berry off, which is fine, because Azumarill shouldn't be able to hurt my Amoonguss now. And my Amoonguss might actually be faster than the Azumarill. Now, how now, Brown Cow? So I will Mega Evolve here, I think. Yeah, let's just Mega Evolve Hyper Voice and Spore the Azumarill. Or I could just sit here and Rage Powder, but I'm going to Spore. Hyper Voice actually almost KOs it, but of course the berry goes off. Nuzzle into Amoonguss, which is trying to get the paralysis, so I can't. And he gets it. So he gets the play rough off. Good job. Good job. Good job relying on that paralysis, my dude. How would you think of that? So I'll just protect the Tyranitar here, and we'll clear Smog the Azumarill. We'll just put Azumarill in its place instead of trying to put it to sleep. How about that? How about that? So yeah, Nuzzle is a guaranteed paralysis status on your opponent, and then obviously the Amoonguss got paralyzed that turn, so it wasn't able to put the Amoonguss or the Azumarill to sleep, and now we get rid of its stats by using Clear Smog. So now it's back to just normal Azumarill, which is still scary, but not as scary as it once was. I'm just gonna bop this Gengar real quick, and we can bop the Gengar and Rage Powder. And I get paralyzed, so never mind. Tyranitar's getting hit. I mean, it doesn't hurt as much as it used to. Did that Gengar just try to Trick Room on me? Boy, get out of here. Because that Gengar should have went before my Tyranitar for sure. Actually, I did have Tailwind up. I can't talk tonight. I did have Tailwind up, so I guess that would answer that. But he's going to have Tapu Bulu and Togedemaru in the back, which is 100% fine with me. I assume he does some kind of Wood Hammer on Tyranitar and a Fake Out onto my Amoonguss, which I'm 100% fine with. I'm just going to Rock Slide. Rock Slide, and I guess Spore, actually, let's attempt to Clear Smog Bulu's turn. Yeah, Fake Out on an Amoonguss, I expected that. And Horn Leech, which will KO me, that's fine. I want to get Tyranitar out of the way, because I want as many turns as I can for Excadrill to be in the sand. So let's do that. I actually kind of want to chip the Bulu, so I'm going to protect, and I'll spore the Togedemaru here. I just said I wanted to chip Bulu, and then I just didn't attack it. I fully expect Tapu Bulu to protect here. Actually, I might as well Iron Head it, right? And then Clear Smog it as well. Okay, he doesn't protect, and I just critical hit KO him, so there we go. There's that, I guess. And then he attempts to Encore me, which he gets, obviously, but... Huh. Weird. He did forfeit, so there's no reason for him to stick around. So, crit, I think, mattered. It depends on the Bulu, I think. I am Life Orb. Let's actually look that up. It's going to look weird for you guys, because I don't have the layout set up for this. But I kind of want to check... Oops, that's the wrong thing. I want to check on the damage calculator how much Iron Head typically does to a typical Bulu. So Excadrill. Do you have a Life Orb Excadrill on here, or do I have to change it myself? Life Orb against Tapu Bulu. I think the only thing you guys won't see is the Tapu Bulu set. So this one only has 4 in defense, but 252 in HP, which typically what I do. Iron Head still guaranteed KO on that. So I'd have to have quite a bit of defense to even live that. So, no worries, no worries. Crit, I don't think mattered at that point. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Tell me what you think of Primarina in the comment section below. It's obviously not the best, but Liquid Voice does help it out a little bit, because Hyper Voice is a strong move, even if it doesn't get the extra boost that other Mega Evolutions get from it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hit that like and subscribe if you have not already, and we'll see you guys next time. Stay sharp, everyone.